Material costing, question number 5. Assume that the following quantity discount schedule for a particular bearing is available to a retail store. Order size in units and discount. 0 to 49, 0%, 50 to 99, 5%, 100 to 199, 10%, 200 and above, 12%. The cost of a single bearing with no discount is rupees 30. Annual demand is 250 units. Ordering cost is 20 per order and the annual inventory carrying cost is rupees 4 per unit. Determine the optimal order quantity and the associated minimal total cost of inventory and purchasing cost if shortages are not allowed. So in this question, we had to find out what is the optimal order quantity for these bearings. So there's one critical thing that is given. What they are telling, there's a discount, which means you cannot simply find out the EOQ. Okay, you cannot simply find out the EOQ and find out what is the minimal cost, because when you're going to order at EOQ also, the one major assumption that we took up was the purchase price is going to remain the same. Whereas here, the purchase price is going to change depending on your order size. Then your EOQ is not going to work out. You have to find out under each and every slab rate, you have to find out what is the cost, and out of that, the minimal cost should be chosen, and that should be your order quantity. So we will look into the solution now. Okay, how to solve this question. I will first take down a working note. Okay, a small working note for computation of EOQ. Okay, so when there's going to be EOQ without discount, okay, so without discount, what is going to be the rate? It is going to be 2 rupees, 2 into 250 units. Okay, what is this 250 units? Is going to be the annual demand into 20 rupees is the order cost. Okay, and 4 rupees is going to be the carrying cost, right? So if I simply substitute these values in the formula, my EOQ would work out to 50 units. Okay, so EOQ's basic assumption is that there is no discount, there's no change in the purchase price of the material. Okay, the next one is going to be, I have to find out prices with different discounts, because there are 3 different discount rates that is given: 5%, 10%, and 12%. So what would be the prices at these levels of discount? Okay, that is what is the next thing that I'm trying to find out. So if a discount, when discount is going to be 5%, it means that purchase price is going to be 30 rupees into 95%. Okay, so that is what I have written here. Why? Because 5% is gone as discount, so purchase price is going to be 30 rupees into 95%, which works out to 28.5. Same ways, when 10% discount is taken off, 30 rupees into 90%, my price works out to 27 rupees. And when 12% discount is given, 30 rupees into 88%, so my discounted price works out to 26.40. So these are the 3 different prices that I can expect when the discounts are worked out, right? So with this idea, I will directly move into the preparation of a statement. As I told you before, I'm going to prepare a statement for each and every quantity levels. For each and every slab levels, I'm going to prepare a statement. What are these slabs I'm talking about? This is the slab I'm talking about. Okay, when my order quantity is going to be 0 to 49, so the discount is going to be 0. Should I find out what would be the total cost when the order quantity is 0 to 49? No, it is not required. Why? Because my EOQ is itself has worked out to 50 units. Okay, so which means I'm not going to place an order size below 50 units, and I very well know that if I place an order size below 50 units, the cost is going to be greater for me. Okay, so because till 50 units, there's going to be no change in price also. How do I say that? The discount is also 0%. Okay, so which means the price is going to be 30. There's going to be no change. If my order size is going to be 49, if the order size is going to be 48, there's going to be no change in the price of the material. So because of that, the cost is going to remain same, and that cost is going to be the higher cost, okay, as compared to the remaining order quantities. Why? Because this 49 is less than the EOQ. It is not the EOQ. So that's why I say I start with the quantity of 50. 50 is going to be my EOQ quantity. So I start with the quantity of 50. So this comparison, why have I starting with 50? Because there are two reasons. One thing is 50 is above my EOQ, or it is equivalent to my EOQ, and when the order size is going to be less than 50, the price of the material is going to remain the same. It is not, I'm not going to have any advantage in as a price discount. Okay, so the price of the material is going to remain the same. Because of these two reasons, I'm going to start my table from 50. I'm going to take my minimal order size should be 50, and the next slab rate is going to be 100, and the next slab rate is going to be 200, and the last slab rate is going to be 250. Why? Because under each and every slab there's going to be change in the quantity. Okay, there's going to be change in the discount. Okay, so depending on that, I'm going to fix a slab. Okay, so that's what I have done here. Okay, when my order size or order quantity is going to be 50, okay, when my order quantity is going to be 100, when my order quantity is going to be 125, when my order quantity is going to be 200, and when my order quantity is going to be 250, what and all is going to be the prices. That is what I'm going to find out right now. Okay, so moving on with the computation portion, this is very simple, which we already know. First table, first column, I have found out the number of orders in a year. How do I find out? My total annual requirement is 250. What is the order size? Okay, so in each and every column, the row, the order size is going to be keep on changing. So depending on that, the number of order is being computed. Next, order cost. How do I find out the total order cost? Number of orders into cost per order, which is 20 rupees. So if under each and every place, whatever I have found out in the column B, the order number of orders I have found out in column B, that into the order cost per order is going to give you the total order cost. Then carrying cost of the inventory. As we have discussed before in the previous questions, when I'm going to find out carrying cost, I should not simply take the order size and multiply with the carrying cost per unit. I should take the simple average and then multiply it with the cost per unit. Why it is going to be simple average? Because at any point of time, you cannot see the entire order quantity at the same time in a warehouse. Okay, so that's why we take the simple average, and multiply it with the carrying cost per unit. Okay, and then you have the critical amount, which is going to be the purchase price. Okay, so how do I take out this purchase price? When the purchase price is going to be 50, when the order size is going to be 50, then I should simply refer the question. When the order size is going to be 50, then discount is going to be 5%. So my purchase price is going to be less than 30 rupees. What is that? Whatever we have found out in the working note number 2, it is going to be 28.5. Same ways, if I'm going to find out the for 100 units, okay, if my order size is going to be 100 units, then same ways, if you see the third row, you'll be able to observe when the order size is going to be 100 units, I get a 10% discount. So my my cost per unit works out to, my purchase cost per unit works out to 27 rupees. Same ways, when the order size is going to be 125, it again works out to 27 rupees. And when the order size increases to 200, my discount component also increases to 12%. So that's how my cost per unit, purchase cost per unit, works down to 26.4 rupees per unit. And when the order size is going to be 250, why am I limiting it to 250? Why am I not going to 300, 400 and all? Because my annual requirement stops at 250. My annual requirement is going to be 250 units. So I am limiting my computation portion also to 250. Okay, so the last column gives you the total of all the three costs that is associated with the inventory, the ordering cost, carrying cost, and purchase cost. So the last column gives you the total. Now that I have arrived at the total for each and every item, you will be able to observe that initially when the order size is 50, the cost is higher, it is 7,325. When the order size is 100, the cost is going to be 7,000. When the order size, again, suddenly the cost increases Again, when the order size becomes 200, the cost is again coming down. Okay, so again at the end the cost is going to be increasing. When the order size is 250 units, the cost is going to be increasing. Why? Because the carrying cost is increasing. So if you observe, the carrying cost increases slowly, and whereas the ordering cost decreases slowly. Why? Because as you are going to increase the order size, the order quantity, the number of orders is going to reduce. So because of that, your ordering cost keeps on reducing. Whereas as the order quantity increases, your carrying cost is going to increase. When you're going to find out simple average, the number is going to increase. That's why if you observe, the carrying cost, the total carrying cost is keep on increasing as I increase the order size. Then if you observe in the purchase cost, as the discount portion increases, the cost is also going to be keep on changing. Okay, so overall beneficial number, if I look into the all the 5 options I have in hand, overall beneficial number stands at 100 units. Okay, the order size should be 100 units. So in that scenario only, your total inventory cost stands at 7,000 rupees. Okay, which is the minimal cost of inventory. Okay, so this is what you have to understand when discount is given. So when simply discount is given in the question, you should not go by computing EOQ. EOQ is not going to give you the minimal cost, because one major assumption in EOQ is that the material cost is going to lie same. Okay, the material cost is not going to change, it is going to be constant. Whereas here, when discount is being applied, as the order size changes, the material cost is going to be keep on changing. So you have to find out for various levels. Okay, for each and every discount levels, I have found out the total cost, and I have arrived at the minimal cost component. How did I arrive at the minimal cost component? It is the minimal cost which is happening. Okay, so the optimal order size is going to be 100 units, and the optimal cost for inventory is going to be 7,000 rupees. Okay, so this is all you have to understand from this question. Okay, now you can pause the video here and write down the working note portion. And you can pause the video here and write down the solution portion, the various tables that is being given. And at the end, you can simply write down the optimal order quantity, because this is going to be the important portion in your solution. Okay, if you're not going to write down this, no use in computing the above table. Okay, so this portion is going to be quite critical. This is the solution that you're giving to the company. Your optimal order size should be 100 units, and your cost, optimal cost for inventory works out to rupees 7,000 rupees. Okay, so this is all for the solution to question number 5.